Hey everyone. Yeah, I want to kind of do this video a bit of response to a lot of what's been going on being said by a lot of people. You know, the thing is with the WWE in its fan base, and this is just my opinion. This is my opinion, okay? These are my opinions and thoughts on it. But the thing is with the WWE and its fan base is I've said this before, and I know some people might think it's an excuse, but with the WWE, you got people like the Lex Man, Schleg Daddy, the British Fist, Solomon Monster, Don Tony and Kevin Castro. You got all these people. Even some of the people like a Dave Meltzer, a Bill Apter, who else? A Wade Keller. All these people, and they've all said similar stuff. What they've all said, including even some of the superstars and divas that have left the company, have all said similar things about the WWE, and mostly the CEO, or the chairman of the company. And that is the fact that they are out of touch. That Vince McMahon himself is out of touch. And that a lot of them have said in similar fashion that the only shining light behind there in some ways is Triple H. Now that might be true. That might be true, but then again, some have said that how better is it going to be even if Triple H takes over? That's a good question. And some people will say, well, if you look at NXT, there's a good example there. And that is true. NXT obviously is a good brand. A lot of people like NXT. They think it's probably the best thing WWE's got going. And then, of course, you'll have people that argue the fact that the only reason for that is because it's full of internet darlings. That basically it's WWE's version of the independent circuit, of ROH, of Evolve, Dragon Gate, P, PWG, all these places, BTW, FWE. That's basically what it is. It's nothing more. It's nothing more than that. And that's why it's popular with the fans. But when you take a look at all those elements, the only thing that I think would satisfy the overall fan base of the WWE Universe is if the WWE and Vince McMahon were in touch with current stuff going around, with the current direction of the business. And mostly if they started incorporating more of that style that you see not just in NXT, but mostly you see in places like ROH, Evolve, Dragon Gate, PWG, New Japan, AAA, all those areas. If they did all that, then the WWE Universe and fan base wouldn't be so against them. Now, does it mean they have to incorporate all that stuff sometimes in all their matches with every superstar and diva? Of course not. But what they're saying is if you just, to me, I think it's more along the lines of you just give them a variety of stuff, okay? Allow the superstars that have been there for a while, that are coming up, that have been there a few years, that have been established. Let those that have been there, like I said, for a decade or so, but still can get it done in the ring. Allow these guys to kind of adapt to this new style at times when they go in the ring against people. Like, we've seen that John Cena and Daniel Bryan could have good matches against each other. We've seen the same with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton and even Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton, and Dolph Ziggler, Cena. We've seen that. It's because here are some people in Orton and Cena, whether you like them or you don't, that can adapt very well to a different style from a different opponent. They can adapt and adjust very well. Does it work that way sometimes? No, it doesn't. But it shows that if you give people a variety, you know, of what they see elsewhere, and you place it into the right sections that it needs to be placed in, then you're not going to have that much of an argument. Now, some people might say that, that's the only reason. Now, some people may say that's the only reason fans are actually not upset at the fact that the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania is nothing more than an afterthought, or it's nothing more than just a random multi-man ladder match, just to fill a void that a certain other ladder match that has its own pay-per-view should be filling. And when one looks at it, that's why they probably are not too upset about it, because at least in their eyes, in their minds, in their sense, that WWE is giving them something that's very indie-like, very ROH-like, very Evolve, Dragon Gate, PWG-like. Because to them, at least, they're getting something that they're actually fans of. I saw Winner Take All from ROH. And I saw how they produced the show. And I did a little mini review on the pay-per-view, and I'll put that up later. But I saw how they produced the show. I saw how some of the match styles were. And this is one of the reasons why fans still support ROH. They support it because they have all these different match styles. They have they have all these different match styles. They have all these different match environments. And, it never really gets dull in their eyes. Basically the wrestlers, the men and the women, are allowed to let loose. They're allowed to treat it like it's a regular house show, regular live event. And I think when fans look at the WWE and they look at something like, say, the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, the reason they're not too upset about it, like, let's say, Jeff, you have said they should be, is mainly for the fact that it has a bit of that, to them, it's going to have a bit of that indie flair, that ROH, Evolve, Dragon Gate, New Japan-like flair that they're accustomed to, that they like. So they're not going to be upset about it. Now, the question is, are they upset at the fact? Are they still pissed off at the fact that Dolph Ziggler, or even in most cases Daniel Bryan, are not in the main event or in higher profile matches? Of course they are. But they're not. But here's the thing, and this is my thoughts, my opinions. They are waiting for the opportune moment to let their feelings be known. Now, they realize the Royal Rumble and the after effect for 2 years in a row have had some kind of effect. It's caused the WWE to change their plans and go in directions they didn't want to go in the first place, but now they have to, or they had to. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the WWE. Right now, they're pretty much content on believing that they have everything well in hand. But like I said, that fan base of a Daniel Bryan and a Dolph Ziggler are biding their time. And they're going to let their feelings be known. And they're going to let them be known at WrestleMania. And they're going to let them be known during certain matches. If you catch my drift. They're going to let the feelings be known. They're going to let it be known. They're going to let the WWE Universe know loud and clear, not just at home, not just on social media like Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr and all these, well, mainly Facebook and Twitter. and YouTube and all that. They're not just going to let them know through that stuff. They're not just going to let them know from maybe uploading videos on YouTube of them reacting and pissing and throwing stuff at the TV or whatever during certain matches. No. A majority of those fans at Levi Stadium, they're going to let their feelings be known. When a certain match comes on, that's when it's going to start to swell, and you're going to start hearing the reaction, and that reaction, and that reaction that the WWE does not want to hear. And then as soon as we get to the main event, and if it is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, which quite honestly I have no problem with, because if that's the WWE's decision, okay, fine, go with it. Let them see what happens. Maybe it'll be better than we think, but then again, who knows? You know, a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a train wreck, and it probably will be, but, you know, I respect Roman Reigns. I do respect Roman Reigns. I know he's got a lot more to learn. He's still kind of as some people would say, green under the collar, but still, he's a guy that has proven that he can, you know, go and do things that nobody would think he would do. But the point is, if that's the main event, then that swelling that'll start maybe during Cena Rusev, maybe during Taker Wyatt, maybe during Sting Triple H, maybe even during the damn Divas tag match. It's going to continue to swell, maybe even during the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know. But it's going to continue to swell and swell and swell. And when we get to that main event, and if it's Reigns and Lesnar, that's when it's going to explode. And then that's when the fans are going to let the dissatisfaction be known. That's when they're going to start really letting the WWE have it. They're going to let the WWE have it in ways I don't think the WWE is expecting. And that's why, Schleg Daddy, the Lex Man, anybody listening, that's why the WWE fan base is not too upset right now. They're letting the WWE salivate. They're letting them think they got everything under control. And when WrestleMania comes, that's when it's going to all come loose. That's when the WWE is going to get what they don't expect, or as some fans would say, or fans would believe, that's when they're going to give the WWE what they deserve. They're going to let them know about the dissatisfaction. They're going to hate on it. They're going to be pissed about it. They're going to let them all know. They're letting basically the WWE Universe, those Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, all those fans that want change, all those fans that don't want to keep seeing the same person in the main event or the same type of individual in the main event. They are biding their time, and they're letting that frustration build up and build up and build up to the point that when that main event, if it's Reigns and Lesnar, happens, then the WWE is going to get hit with such a huge, unpopular, negative reaction. Like I said, not just through social media, not just through some maybe live uploads on Twitch and YouTube / Google Hangouts, not just through those, but mostly at Levi Stadium, because that's when it's all going to come out. And then that's when it's going to hit the WWE the hardest. And mainly, in my opinion, what fans are hoping for is that when that occurs, when they finally let loose on how they feel, the WWE is going to have no choice but to finally reboot themselves and start giving the fans what they want, what they ask for. You know, you wonder why fans chant CM Punk? It's because they're trying to tell the WWE, do what you can to get this guy back before he starts his UFC career. Give him what he wants, because what he wants is what we want. And they're going to let that frustration be known. You're going to expect to hear huge, loud, thunderous CM Punk chants. Expect to hear Daniel Bryan chants, Dolph Ziggler chants, all kind of chants. Hell, expect to hear ROH chants. If you have some NXT guys in the Battle Royal, expect some Olay chants. Expect all that. But like I said, what these fans are doing is they're biding their time, folks. They're biding their time to the point that they're letting that swelling of frustration and anger build up.